Afternoon, students. Today we will start with another chapter, that is how do organisms reproduce. We are learning this reproduction part since years in our school life, right? Today we will start how do organisms reproduce. First of all, let me clear one thing. There are two types of reproduction. One is asexual and another is a sexual reproduction. Right. Now we will learn in detail about this. Before we discuss the mechanism by which organisms reproduce, let us ask a more basic questions. Why do organisms reproduce? What is the need of reproduction in organism? If we will tell that what is the once the reproduction occurs or during the process of reproduction, large amount of energy is consumed, some organism will die because of reproduction. Then what is the need of reproduction? Why it is necessary? Why that particular individual or organism cannot live as it is? After all, reproduction is not necessary to maintain the life of an individual organism, unlike the essential life process such as nutrition, respiration, or excretion. See, reproduction is not the necessary things as nutrition, respiration, and excretion, but still organisms are reproducing. What is the need of reproduction? On the other hand, if an individual organism is going to create more individuals, a lot of energy will be spent in the process. So why should individual organism waste energy on a process? It does not need to stay alive. It would be interesting to discuss the possible answers in the classroom. Sorry to say, but right now we are not in the classroom or we are not taking the Zoom meeting, so we won't be able to discuss it. So I will answer you. Once the organism will reproduce, then the main benefit is the species will be able to continue. But if it won't reproduce, that particular species or organism will extinct and there won't be any further genetic progeny of that organism. Whatever the answer to this question, it is obvious that we notice organism because they reproduce. If there were to be only one known reproducing member of a particular kind, it is doubtful that we would have noticed its existence. It is a large number of organisms belonging to the single species that bring them to our notice. How do we know that two different individual organisms belong to same species? Usually we say this because they look similar to each other. Thus reproducing organisms create new individuals that look very similar or very much like themselves. What is the need of reproduction? We won't be able to know. Right now we can say these two organisms are same, two human beings are same, everyone have 2 ears, 2 eyes, one nose, one mouth. Why the similarity is seen? Because of the reproduction. Because organisms are reproducing, you would be able to see the same images or same individuals like them, and you would be able to know the similarity among them. Do organisms create exact copies of themselves? You can say yes to an extent and no to an extent. But if we say how, if we say about the copies, DNA will duplicate once the cell will divide. See, what is cell division? In unicellular organism, the only cell division is the option for the formation of a particular organism. In that particular case, if we talk about unicellular organism, yes, they produce the exact copies of themselves. But if we talk about the multicellular organism, or you can say humans, at that point they don't produce the exact copies. Thus during the cell division, the genetic material will duplicate and DNA will divide. Once the DNA divide, one DNA parent DNA will be there in the particular organism, and their extent it would be transferred to the progeny of that individual. And if it is sexual reproduction, the DNA part would be the zygote which is formed will have variation because of the two different gametes joining and forming a baby. So that won't be the exact copy. But if we talk about asexual reproduction, yes, it is the exact copies. How? That we will learn. Organisms look similar because their bodies because their body designs are similar. If body designs are similar, the blueprint for the design should be the similar. Thus, reproduction of its most basic level will involve cop- making the copies of the blueprint of the body design. In standard 9, we have learned that chromosome in the nucleus of a cell contain information for inheritance of features from parent to next generation in the form of DNA. The DNA in the cell nucleus is the information source for making the proteins. If the information is changed, different protein will be made, and different protein will eventually lead to the altered body's design. If the dna would change the what is dna is a particular information, or you can say coding, that coding present on the dna strand, which are genes which are responsible for that particular information. If this information is altered, the body design would be different. Therefore, a basic event in reproduction is the creation of the dna copy. Cells use chemical reaction to build up copies of their dna. This create two copies of DNA in a reproducing cell, and they will need to be separated from each other. However, keeping one copy of DNA in original cell and simply pushing the other one out would not work, because the copy pushed out would not have an organized cellular structure for maintaining their life process. Once the copy is formed, that doesn't mean that copy could be transferred to the progeny or the another cell, because the cellular structure won't be the proper, or you can say organized one. Therefore, DNA copying is accompanied by the creation of additional cellular apparatus, and then DNA copies separate and each with its own cellular apparatus. Effectively, a cell divides to give rise to two cells. Once the DNA copies are formed, the other cellular apparatus, means the other cell bodies, should be copied, and that copies will divide, and that cell apparatus with DNA will be transferred to another cell, and hence two cells are formed. That means a daughter cell is formed. These two cells are of course similar, but are they likely to be absolutely identical? Will these two cells would be identical? The answer to this question will depend on how accurately the copying reaction involved. Many times during this, there are the code of the DNA will change, or the sequence in the DNA will change, and that will cause variation. And because of variation, there won't be the exact copies. If we talk about variation, variation is also a necessary thing, right? No biochemical reaction is absolutely reliable. Therefore, it is only to be expected that the process of copying the DNA will have some variation each time. As a result, DNA copies generated will be similar but may not be identical to the original. Variations some of these variations might be so drastic that the new DNA copy work with the cellular apparatus it inherits. Such a newborn cell will simply die. On the other hand, there could still be many other variation in the DNA copies that would not lead to such a drastic outcome. The surviving cells are similar to but subtly different from each other. This inbuilt tendency for variation during reproduction is the basis of evolution. If variation won't occur, everyone would be the same. There won't be any other or any further development in the organism, or any new changes in the organism. So variation is very important for the life process of the evolution. Now, importance of variation. As I told you earlier in this particular paragraph, the same thing is written, but it is just exaggerated. Population of organisms feel well defined place or niche. Niche means the habitat in the ecosystem, using their ability to reproduce. If some organisms are living in a particular habitat, there they are reproducing and surviving. Once the changes occurs in that particular habitat, or altered changes in that habitat, will create variation in the organism, and because of that variation, the another species will come to world. It is not possible that variation would be so fast that in single reproduction there would be change. No, it takes years for the change in a particular species or formation of the new species. Yes, variation occur during every reproduction, you can say. Almost every time when the organism reproduces, there is one minor variation or some amount of variation possible. The consistency of the DNA copying during reproduction is important for the maintenance of the body design that allow the organism to use their particular niche. Reproduction is therefore linked to the stability. What is reproduction? It is the stability or stability of that particular population of a species. Stability means so that that particular species can survive in the world. However, niche can change because of reason beyond the control of the organism. Temperature, sometimes temperature, weather changes, water level are the example which affects the reproduction. If population of reproducing organism were suited to the particular niche, and if that niche is drastically altered, the population will be wiped out. But some of the organism would be there who will resist that particular altered temperature or altered niche, and they will survive in the different atmosphere, and they will create the variation in the species, and they will survive. Modes of reproduction. How a single organism, as I told you, two types of reproduction, sexual and asexual. What is asexual reproduction? A single organism will reproduce and produce the babies. If we talk about fission, as we have learned fission before also, what is fission? Fission means a particular organism, as seen in the amoeba will divide, the nuclear portion will divide, then the cell wall will divide, and they will produce a daughter cell, right? For unicellular organisms, cell division or fission leads to creation of new individual. Many different patterns of fission are observed. Many bacteria protozoans simply split, they will divide into two equal halves during cell division, and that is amoeba. The splitting of two new cells during division takes place in, it can occur in any plane. It's not necessary that it will in vertical or horizontal. In any plane they can cut or divide. However, some unicellular organisms show somewhat more organization for their bodies, such as seen in leishmania. Leishmania is one type of parasite which causes Kala-Azar disease, which has a wipe-like structure. It is seen in tropics or Europe. You can Europe, southern Europe countries. Structure at one end of the cell. In such organism, binary fission occurs in a definite orientation in relation to this structure. Binary fission means one organism will divide into two, that is two means binary. If we talk about one single cell can cause a malarial parasite, such as malarial parasite, here multiple fission will occur. From one single cell multiple cells will form, that is multiple fission. In yeast, if we talk, there is small bud is formed. Bud means a small growth, small cell like growth will occur, and that will divide. If we talk about fragmentation, what is fragmentation? Fragmentation is something if the body or a piece of if a organism's body is divided into different pieces or part, that particular piece or a part will grow into a whole organism, that is fragmentation. In multicellular organism with relatively simple body organization, simple reproductive method can still work. Spirogyra, for example, simply breaks up into smaller pieces upon maturation. In Spirogyra, when the Spirogyra gets mature, that mature Spirogyra will develop into the pieces, and that pieces or mature Spirogyra will grow into a particular organism. These species or fragment grow into new individual. This is not true for multicellular, all multicellular. See, humans are all multicellular organism. If humans are being cut into parts, they can't grow into new individual, because in humans there is particular tissue level of organization seen. If the tissue level of organization seen, there are specialized cells and tissues. If you will cut that tissues, they won't be able, they don't have the capability to grow into that particular organism. It is possible in only few multicellular organisms in which all the cells are of same type. Clear? A basic strategy used in multicellular organism is that different cell types are perform different specialized function. Following this general pattern, reproduction in such organism is also the function of specific cell type. How is reproduction to be achieved from a single cell type? If organism itself consists of many cell types, the answer is that there must be single cell type of the organism capable of growing, proliferating, and making other cell type under the right circumstances, as I told you. Clear? What is regeneration? Regeneration means if the particular part of that organism is cut, that will regenerate or grow again. If we talk about lizards and tail is cut. If the tail is cut, the tail will again grow in lizard. Many fully differentiated organisms have the ability to give rise to new individual organisms from their body parts. That is, if the individual is somehow cut or broken into two pieces, many of these species grow into separate individuals. For example, simple animals like Hydra planaria can be cut into number of pieces and each piece go into a complete organism. This is called regeneration. Regeneration is carried out by the special cells. These cells proliferate and make large number of cells. From this mass of cells, different cells undergo changes to become various cell types and tissues. These changes takes place in an organized sequence referred to as a development. However, regeneration is not the same as reproduction since most organisms would not normally depend on being cut up to able to reproduce. Clear? Very simple. If the organism is cut into different parts, that single part will grow into the whole organism. Now budding. What is budding? It is seen in Hydra. The regenerative cells, the cells will develop, divide, and that will get collected at a particular site. Now that site will get outgrowth of the repeated cell division like a mass of cells, and once that cell mass is formed, that bud will grow into a specific site that will get mature and that will get broken from that part and it will grow into another individual organism. The same thing is written in these organisms such as Hydra use regenerative cells for the reproduction in the process of budding. In Hydra, bud develops as an outgrowth, means the outside of the particular organism due to repeated cell division at specific site. These bud develop into the tiny individual when fully mature, detached from the parent body and become new independent individual. Now another one is vegetative propagation, very important. There are many plants. In plants, this is seen a particular root, stem or leaf can grow into a whole plant body. Unlike in animals, plants in need mode of reproduction such mode of reproduction. This property of vegetative propagation is used in methods such as layering and grafting. You have learned layering and grafting. What is grafting? If that particular piece of stem is there, you will cut that portion of stem, you will put another portion of the stem, and that plant will grow from that particular grafted portion. Grafting, so many plants like sugarcane, rose and grape for agriculture purpose. Plants raised by vegetative propagation can be of flowers and fruits earlier than those produced from the seeds. If the vegetative propagation is the technique used in the growth of the plant, that plant will grow more early and will give more early their fruits and the flowers rather than the plants which we have grown by sowing the seeds. Many a times it is seen that seeds have been destroyed, are not available, or they lose the property or the capacity to produce the seeds. We can grow such plants with the help of vegetative propagation. That is the benefit. Such methods also make possible the propagation of plants such as banana, orange, rose, and jasmine that has lost the capacity to produce the seeds. Another advantage of vegetative propagation is that all the plants produce genetically similar. They would be genetically similar to their parents in all the characteristics. Similarly, birds produce. If one leaf is like bryophyllum, their leaf has notches, and in that notches, if the birds are formed, that will fall from that notch and they will form a new plant. Now we will talk about spore formation. Even in many simple multicellular organisms, specific reproductive parts are identified. In some organism you will find a specific reproductive parts. In bread mold you have seen there is thread like structures. In that thread like structure that develop on the bread above the hyphae of bread mold, they are known as rhizopus. They are not the reproductive part. On the other hand, their tiny bulb like structure are present on that part involved in reproduction. There it is sporangia. When the wall is broke, the spores will come out, and that can eventually develop into new rhizopus individuals. The spores are covered by thick wall, protect them until they come into contact with the another moist surface and begin to grow. All the mode of reproduction that we have discussed so far are new generation to be created from single individual, and that is asexual reproduction. Clear? In other, if we talk about spore formation, here the sporangias, this see figure have been given spore formation in rhizopus. See, one bulb like structure is there, that is sporangia, that is covered by a wall. Once that wall will break, that spores will come out in the moist structure and they will grow into a particular organism, that is spore formation. You have to write all these topics one time. All these topics means the types of sexual reproduction, mode of sexual reproduction one time. Okay.